recording. So what is this actually for loop? I am going to explain a little bit about that loop. So why for loop? Can anybody have idea who joined yesterday's class? Sanjeev?
This is for loop is mainly for for example, if we have some thousands of data, we cannot go and check one by one, and for example, do the increment and decrement part. For that, we are using this for loop.
Bilal?
This is used for increment and decrement. And if we have many values, right, so we cannot write number of lines. We
If you,
only write one number.
I got understand. If you guys are going to attend interview, this question's answer is incorrect. Anyone else who can answer this, because you guys have joined yesterday's class?
So to reduce the code, we use for loop.
How you can reduce the code?
Like if we print multiple times using the system.out.println, the code will be reduced. So we use a loop to reduce the code.
25% correct. Anyone else who wants to answer?
If you know the number of iteration in advance.
Totally incorrect. So why we use loop? Why I said 25% correct? Let me tell you. Guys, suppose you have 10 students in your class. You have to answer in this way only. You have 10 students in your class and you have those students roll number, for example. So you are going to store integer I is student 1, st1 is equal to 10, st2 is equal to 11 integer, right? So here will be integer st3 is equal to 12, st4 is equal to 13. So if you have multiple students and you have to print these students roll number, then you have to manually do this process system.out.println 10 times. You have to write this code 10 times to print these 10 integer variables, right? Suppose 5 6 7 4, 10 students are there, so you have to use this line of code 10 times. So your answer should be first to reduce code and to reusability of code, right? So and one more thing, execution time will be faster, because and memory will be saved, just because you have 10 students to print, so you can store it in array as well. So but this is not was the case that I am going to cover, so array concept is not going to introduce here. But yeah, the thing is that if you have similar line of code to print 10 times, then why go for print 10 times? Just run the loop from 1 to 10, right? So I have to use this system.out.println at once, and this will be run to 5 times because loop value is 5. So how this for loop actually works, that's I am going to explain today. So syntax is that first will be initialization part, initialization, right? So here the value is got initialized, I is equal to 1. Whenever you are providing a value to a variable, that means initialization. This is condition part. If I is less than or equal to, this is condition. So after that it comes to condition, and then it comes to this increment or decrement part, right? So this is the syntax of the increment or decrement. So this is the syntax of the for loop. So how it runs, that you guys need to know. First I value will be initialized by 1, right? After that it is going to check here in condition whether this I is less than or equal to 5. So because I is less than 5, right? So condition is true. If the condition is true, this will come inside the block, and system dot out dot println, it will print I. What I value is 1. This ln means change the line, so it will print 1 first, and after printing this will coming to this line just because this ln is there. You can remove this ln, you can just use the system dot out dot print, right? So after that it is going to increment I plus plus. Once it will print, it will go to I plus plus. I plus plus 1 means what it means? I plus plus means I plus 1, right? Either you can write it like this here over here, or you can write this, because this is very simple. So you just need I plus plus while you need to use I plus 1, right? So don't ignore that and use this increment operator. So it will increment by 1. I plus plus will be responsible to increment by 1. So let me erase this first so that there will be clear understanding, because there is a lot of mess. Okay, so what is this? It will come over here, right? So first time I value is 1, right? So I is equal to 1. It will check over here that whether the I is satisfying, the value is satisfying or not. So it will be checking that 1 is less than or equal to 5, because 1 is less than 5, that's why condition is true. So if the condition is true, then it will come and print come inside this block and execute this code. And what this code actually says, that it should print the I. So it will print the I. What I value is currently 1. So after that line will be changed because of this ln. Again it will go back to, after that it will go back to here and it will do increment. So I plus plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. After incrementing it, again going to here and it will check whether the condition is fine or not. So because 2 is less than is equal to 5, so it will be printing this I, right? So because line was changed 2, again it will go to here and increment I is equal to I plus 1. Currently I value is 2, so 2 plus 1 it will be 3. 3 is less than is equal to 5, condition means fine, that's why it will come inside, and here it will find system dot out dot println I, it will print 3. After 3 it will again go back to here and it will find that 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Again it will be matching the condition will be fine, and it will print, come inside and it will print 4. Again it will go back to this I plus plus part, and the I plus plus actually current value is 4. So 4 plus 1 5, 5 is less than equal to 5, so 5 is equal to 5, condition means fine, it will come inside and it will print fine. Again it will go back to this I part, right? Again it will go back to I part and it will increment by 1. 5 plus 1 is equal to 6, so 6 it will compare that either 6 is less than equal to 5. Neither 6 is less than 5, neither 6 is equal to 5, so condition was not satisfied this time. It will not come inside this block, right? So it will coming out of the loop. So whatever code will be written after this loop will be going to execute then. So, but this is the way to print 1 to 5 numbers. This is the way that how the for loop works. Now I will take questions if anybody have related to this. Whosoever has not joined yesterday's class, please ask questions. So everybody got it, right? Okay, so I will be going to execute this code in, I will go back to Eclipse IDE and show you how this code works, right? Let me remove this code. For you just now need to do anything. For I is equal to 1, this is the initialization, I is less than equal to 5, I plus plus sys out I will run this code, so it will print 1 2 3 4 5. Right, so this way it got printed. So if anybody has any question related to till now, so ask questions, otherwise I will be moving forward. Everybody got understand? Okay, thank you. So what is the break statement? The next agenda is break statement. Suppose I remove this line of code. Here I print sys out I. Now I will ask whosoever have not joined yesterday's class, like who is this P? Pradanya, please, have you joined yesterday's class? Pradanya, hello.
Yeah, hi.
So can, okay, so you can leave it. So whosoever has not joined yesterday's class can answer, and I just want to look at if you guys have got the for loop. Who is this? I noted it said. Who's this S? Sudhir.
Yes.
Yeah, Sudhir. So can you answer that what the output will be here? What the
It will be 1. It will be 1.
oh
1,
it,
1.
why 1?
No, only 1.
Why? That's why I'm asking why.
Okay, it won't print anything.
Why it won't print in?
I initialize to 1.
Where I is in oh, I thought that you have not got the for loop. So okay, sir, you can you debug this code and let me help to understand? Can you do this help for me? Can you explain this code, how it will work?
This initially there is a variable declared integer by I, and then the for loop is implemented up to 5. Like the condition initialization is I is equal to 1, and then condition given is I is less than equal to 5, and then increment operator is mentioned in the for loop. So what I understood, like it will not execute anything. Like it does not come under the system.println, which is not in the block.
Okay, Sudhir, I got it. I will run this code and I will ask Bilal to explain this, why the output will come like unexpected 6. Why, Bilal, can you explain it for me?
Yeah, because the loop is running here.
Yeah.
The loop is running from 1 to 5, and after that it is moving out from the brackets. That way the next number is 6. That is why it is.
Okay, I will explain it again for Sudhir. Actually, Sudhir, doesn't matter if the any code is not written inside that loop, right? So what else? Suppose this I just comment here, doesn't mean it will come inside, right? Because the condition is fine, then it will go inside. First I have initialized nothing to I, but I was initialized here and condition was fine, so code will work only the way it was written. So it was written that I is equal to 1, initialize I is equal to 1, and it will match the condition. Because the condition was fine, that's why it keep maintain its process. For loop worked, right? So suppose if I write like system dot out dot println and comment this code
1 to 5.
1 to 5 and after that 6, right? 1 to 5 and 6. Why 6? Because after the condition was false, then the value of I was 6, right?
Yes.
First int I was initialized by 1, it came inside. Before coming inside, it matched the condition was fine, that's why it printed till 5. This is what you guys know. But after 5 it went to I plus plus, I value was 6 now, and it condition got failed, that's why it came outside of loop, and outside of loop the code was written system dot out dot println I, and I value was 6, that's why, because this was failed, right? So it got printed 6. So we need,
Suppose outside the loop system dot out println, if I give I plus I, then it will print 12.
yeah, of course. Let me, whatever you will instruct the code will work only in that way, right? So it is going nothing to assume, it is going nothing to provide in that so code. Whatever you will be writing, that will be your response only. Whatever we will write the code will work only in that way. So I hope you guys got an idea how this for loop works. So what if I use a break statement over here? Now I will ask Sudhir again that what will be the output now if I is equal to, Sudhir, you are in yesterday's class, right? Oh,
I saw that invitation got cancelled.
oh, sorry. That's why I thought that you have attended yesterday's class. Doesn't matter. Now you get an idea. If I is equal to 4, then break. What break does? When it finds,
It will print 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6, then 12.
no, just understand first. Just debug the line of code. Let me ask from Bilal. Guys, this small line of code, if we are able to understand, that we will be able to do anything with the code. This logic will be needing in Selenium, right? So Bilal, can you explain what will be the output and why? Why 5? Just this time you are guessing, Bilal. This time you are guessing. I will run it for you and you will let me run. Output is 4, right? Why 4? Because first time I value was 1, it came inside. Because I value was not 4, that's why it didn't do anything. It again went here, right? I plus 1, 2, I value was 2, 2 is equal to 4, condition was false, that's why it didn't went to inside this break part, right? Third time I value was 3, again condition was false, again value was incremented, and fourth time the value was 4, right? So value was 4 is equal to 4, condition was true, and when the condition was true, this break statement executed, right? So when this break statement executed, what this break statement says, throw out of the loop at once, right? So as soon as is found the break, it was thrown out of the loop, and when it was thrown out of the loop, the value of I was 4, that's why it was printed 4. So don't guess, just first understand what the code says. right? So small logics are there when we will be creating our project, so we have to fix some issues. So if we are not able to understand, right, someone said to me, please tell me how to debug this code. First, this small 5 or 6 line of code debug by your own, don't take help of any inbuilt software. If you are able to debug that, you will able to understand anything, right? And you thought that when it come out of the loop the value is +1. No, this is not the case. It was thrown forcefully, right? It didn't went for that. Whenever it will find break, it will be thrown out of the loop. I hope you guys understand what I said, right? If anybody has any query, please ask me. Guys, this is the not part of the Selenium. Still, if I am uh, delivering something, that means it is important from the purpose of the Selenium, because these are the small logics. You need to build large scale logic, hundreds line of code in your project. So if you are not able to debug this code, then you will face many problems. That's why you should have a clear understanding about the concept. And this, if you are not able to debug it, how will you write by your own? Just need to build the logic, right? So I hope you guys got an idea. If anybody has any question remaining, please ask me, otherwise I will be moving to nested for loop.
Yes, sir. Actually, can we write a statement after using break?
Doesn't mean to write anything. If you are writing a statement after break, let me try that. So if this will be thrown out of the loop, then suppose it will find the break, then this code will be never executed. That's why Java says that it doesn't mean anything, right? So that's why it is throwing an error. So why you cannot write after this is the common logic, because as soon as it will find the break, it will be thrown out of the loop, right? It will be thrown out of the loop, not it will be thrown out of this if part first, and then it will come out of the loop. Okay, because this break was found, it will be thrown out of first. Before that, it will be thrown out of the if, and after that it will be thrown out of the loop. So if it is going to be thrown out of the loop, then what is the need of writing this code after this break? That's why Java has that such rule, right? So if this type of logic you are able to think, that means you are in a right path. I hope you guys got it. Okay, so now I'll be moving to nested for loop. Again I am switching to that window. So how this nested for loop works? Am I audible or not? Okay, so first it will come inside this first for loop. Okay, I value, suppose I use here system dot out dot print, and I print suppose j, right? Then I need to guess what will be the output. I am using this system dot out dot println inside the inner for loop, right? So outer is this, this is the outer for loop and this is the inner for loop. One rule is there. First, after coming here, I value will be 1, right, and it will match the condition as for loop works. It will match the condition. 1 is less than or equal to 5, the condition is fine, it will come to the next line of the code, and here it find that j is equal to 1, right, and 1 is less than is equal to 5, condition meets fine, it will print j, and what the j value is currently 1. Again it will go back to j plus plus. So first inner loop will be completed, then only it will going back to increment this I loop, right. First inner loop will be successfully completed, and then after only it will be going back to increment in for loop which is I loop, right, outer loop. So the value from 1 and the value of j will be incremented by 1, the value will be 2, it will again going to be printed. Similar in this way, like I have explained single for loop, this will print 1 to 5, and when it will print 1 to 5 and the value will be 6, it will be false, right. So once it gone false, it will going to increment this I, so I value will be 2, and again 2 is less than or equal to 5, the condition is fine, again this for loop will run 5 times, again it will print 1 2 3 4 5, again when it will find 6, it will again going to false, again it will be going to print increment I value will be I plus 1 3, again the condition is fine for I, then it is going to for inner loop, and inner loop again will going back to print 1 2 3 4 5, right. So this is how the nested for loop works. First it will come inside the outer for loop, and outer for loop will run at that many time the number is assigned, and inner for loop will first completed, and then only the increment part of the outer for loop will be there. I hope you guys understand what I said. If anybody has any doubt related to this, please ask me. After that I am going to show you a program and give some. Anybody has any doubt related to this nested for loop?
Nested for loop, do you have any other example? For example, this one looks like very clear in some way, but like a tricky kind of thing, so which where we can understand something like that.
For that I will give some assignments to you guys. First of all, my agenda is that you should understand the concept, right. So as soon as you will be making these star programs, suppose this like this, right, so you will able to understand how should work. So here you can see this was printed 1 time, this was printed 2 times, this was printed 3 times, right. So how to make this type of logics that you have to develop, but how this really works, suppose here I use the break. Now if I print this I, now tell me what will happen. So this is way you have to try, and you will get an idea how this works, but you should have a clear understanding about the concept, and if the thing is remaining that there are some other scenarios, other examples, so concept is same for everyone. Whatever example I will be taking, I need to debug in that way only, right. So I don't think there should be another example. First need to understand this concept, and if you are talking about this type of scenarios that over here, like printing this type of programs, that you have to do it by your own. If you are unable to do those assignments, I am going to make a separate video for that and upload it to YouTube, and will share you like the way I share to all, and you going to watch, and these all explained examples will be there, how to do this, how to do this. but here my agenda will be in classes, my agenda will be only concept explanation, right? This is not the Selenium part. These are the basic concepts of Java. You need to understand first Java concepts, right? So what kind of example you want from me, Sanjeev, right?
Yeah. So now, for example, when we are discussing about the for loop, we have been inside loop you have given I equal to 4. So in the same way, in the nested if also some like another like a trick. Where, for example, the 2% they will ask, right? For example, if you trigger is asking 1%, that you will get some idea. So like this also that it will work something like that.
Yeah, you said about nested if else, nested for loop, right? So when you will be getting assignments, these all things will be covered in those assignments. You have to complete those assignments, right? But here my agenda is to explaining concept only. If I will explain each and everything, you need to know how to use this for loop, how the way you can use it to complete your that. Suppose I give a number. Let me come to the my Eclipse IDE first. Suppose if I give a program print number from print table from 1 to 10. So you have to print the table from for 1, print the table for 2, print the table for 3, print the table for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here nested for loop will be used. Let me go to the assignment part first. Guys, you have to explore the things. Just need to understand concept first, then write a program to print all numbers from 1 to 10. This program tells that you have to print number from 1 to 10. Here only single loop will be used, right? You have to run a loop from 1 to 10 and then you need to do that. Write a program to print all even odd numbers between 1 to 100, right? First you need to print all even numbers and all odd numbers. So you have to write a logic. Here also single for loop will be used. Write a program to print the table from 1 to 10. Here nested for loop will be used. If you will be moving forward, here just like Sanjeev said that he need to use if else inside the for loop, this program will be helping him. Write a program to check if number is prime or not. Once you write this program, then go for the write a program to print all prime numbers between 1 to 100. So here nested for loop will be used, and inside the inner for loop if else condition will be used. So there is a lot of practice you have to do, right? If you are unable to do that, just try that first. Don't leave anything remaining. This program will be helping you to print this kind of pyramid, this programming. So here logic will be used. Nothing extra concept is going to be used here. You just have to write a logic for that, right? Let me run this program for you so that there will be a clearest understanding, right? So I'll comment this code. So I have to print what is there, how many times this line is over there, 1 2 3 4 5. Suppose I make it to 4 or make it to 3, whatever it is. Suppose I make it to 3, right? So here you have to print it till 5. I am explaining for 3, so this will be very simple, but need to know for how many lines are there, 3, right? Rows are 3, so run this 3 times. This is not the mandatory logic, but yeah, sometimes it helps that you should consider it as a row, right? So but here you have to see that it was printed one time, then it was printed two times, then it was printed three times. Int I is equal to 1. I is less than equal to how many times? 3, because 3 rows are there. I plus plus. Now tell me how many columns? 1, 2 and maximum 3. So just run, but don't consider it as the overall logic कि it will always work like this. No, j is equal to 1, but my part is not this explaining this type of logics. My part is just explaining the concept. J is equal to 3 j plus plus, right? So okay, what you have to do, first you have to print this one time star, this 2 time, this 3 time. What if I print j? Just listen carefully. What if I print j? What will be the output? If I will print j, suppose there is I is already assigned. Okay, that's why it will also be commented. First what will happen, it will come to I, then condition will find j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to 3. So here you have to print a star, so just print star first, right? Okay, I have given a star. So if I will be giving j over here, right, if I will be printing inside j, like j will run 3 times, and if I will print this j, this for loop, inner for loop will be completed, going to complete first. So what will we do? First, in first line it will printing 3 stars, but this is not my agenda. I have to print 1 star only. And how I can achieve this? This you can see that whatever the I value was, only that much of time this star was going to print it. So first time I value was 1, that's why 1 star was printed. Second time when loop got run, the I value was 2, so 2 star was printed. Okay, so I have to give I over here, so that only that much time star should be printed, as much time the I value is, right? So up what will happen, listen carefully, program is not completed yet, right? I is equal to 1, it will come in, the condition was fine, it will come here, it j is equal to 1, condition meets fine, because I value was 1, 1 is equal to 1, condition meets fine, it will print 1 star. So 1 star got printed. Second time it gone to j plus plus, value is 2, 2 is, but the 2 is less than equal to 1, because I value was currently 1. No, though that's why it came out of the loop and it went here, right? I plus plus, I value was 2, now I value is 2. So if I value is 2, then j is less than, this condition was there, so first j will be assigned, j is equal to 1, condition meets fine, because 2 is less than is equal to 1, right? Condition meets fine, it will print star. Again, how many stars will be there? Because it will again run and again print, because I value is 2, I value is 2, again it will print a star, but not this way, because here I have to remove this line println. Why I have removed this println? Because if I will not remove this ln, this line will be break and this star will be printed here, not over there, right? So that's why I have removed this, so it will print. But after printing this star, I needed a line break, so after completing a outer loop I need a line break. This I have given. So I hope when it will run, when I value will be 3, right? When I value will be 3, so if I value is 3, then this j loop will be run 3 times, because j should be run as much I value is. So j should be less than is equal to 3, it will j, first time the j value will be 1 and it will coming, and printing because it have that line break. So after this line break was there and it printed a star. When j value will be 2, it will again come here, and here there is no line break, right? Line break is after this loop only. Okay, so this will print one other star. Second time j will, third time j will be 3, it will print one more star. And after printing this, the condition will be false because j value will be 4, so it will come out of the loop. So it will find system dot out dot println, that means there is a line break. So cursor will be here, right? Suppose sometimes we have to develop a logic that cursor should be after the should be in same line after the code, so you have to use if else for that. So in this way you can develop your own logic. I am just commenting this code, but I hope that this logic you should be able to develop by your own. And I will run this code first so that you can see that if everything no, because this is the error. And what else? Yeah, error got gone. I'll run. So this was printed, but guys, this type of logic you should write by your own. But whatever I am going to explain is not, if anybody has any doubt first, then please ask me for this. Please let me know if anybody has any doubt in this logic, not in this logic but in this for loop concept, just in concept. Sorry, Sanjeev, Yogesh, Bilal, whosoever want to ask. These guys are interactive, that's why I am taking their names. Don't mind if I have not taken anybody's name.
I got it. This is what I expected actually. It at least to trigger something, so that we will think in a little bit extra, so that we will find that concept.
Okay, thank you, Sandeep. You can ask these type of questions, but please, my request is that please practice more, so that if you, as much time as you will practice, how much you practice depends your logic will be developed, depends your concept will be clear. First the thing, if you will print this logic, how you can do this? What here you can see is that first time the star is printing 5 times. So here what you have to do, how many times outer loop will first run only once, right? Because I will be 1, but inner loop will be run 5 times if you inner loop value will be j is equal to 5, right? So you have to print j number of times, not I number of times. Here I was j is less than was equal to I, but right here j is less than was equal to I, but here you need not to do this. Here you have simply j is equal to 5. Sorry, but you have to change somewhere, right? Where you have to change this logic you have to develop, right? Here I will be 5 and I value will be not incrementing, I value will be decrementing, and you have to assign by 5. So this way you can develop logic. So I hope you guys can do this program and you can write this logic.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. So one more thing I want to add on this type of star printing programs. Please go reach out to Sumit and ask him that to provide more assignments. Right, he has sent me assignment. 10 programs are there. That there is a reverse number logic. Suppose number is 1 2 3 4. You have to reverse it and print 4 3 2 1, right? So how you can do it? There will be used modulus operator. You have to divide number by 100. Yeah, either number should be divided by 10. You guys have to think, and after dividing this, what logic should be written. This you have to think. This we have done in our college days. So we have to do that again, so that we can redevelop our logics that we have left practice far away. So we have to start practice again, right? So if anybody has any conceptual question or any question related to today's class, please ask me.
So for reverse, we will write I minus 1.
No, suppose number is 1 2 3 4 1234, then you have to make it 4 3 2 1. And how you will do that? This is the logic that you have to think, right? So I will try that I can, if I can make videos for all those assignments, but you guys know that how much time I have to do that, so don't wait for those, but I will do that for sure. If Sumit can do that for you, but reach out to Sumit for those assignments. Whatever these 7 assignments are, I am going to post it on your relevant classroom account, so just go and access this assignment and complete this. Anybody faces any problem related to assignment, first think that if your group members can help you in your classroom account or either the Facebook group, right? If they are not, they are unable to help, just go browse Google how to write logic, practice a lot, not wait for the assignment, just search the assignment in Google, okay? But I give relevant assignments related to topic what I have covered. Suppose if else part was covered, I have given if else assignment. Switch case was there, switch case assignment. For loop was covered, for loop assignment. Nested loop was covered, nested loop assignment. So I give relevant assignments that you face problem to search, right? So go for these assignments first, then only explore other things, right? So this was my agenda for today. Thanks for attending today's class. If anybody has any query, then please ask me. Thank you.